you had surgery on your vocal cords, and your voice was pretty quiet earlier this
Yeah.
year. I can barely hear you. So tell us what happened.
Okay, so 2 years ago, May, I had thyroid surgery. And when they took my thyroid out, I had no idea this was a possibility, but when I woke up from surgery, I had no voice. So at first I was joking about it, thinking, oh, it will come back in a day or two. But I said I went into surgery sounding like Barry White because I had a really deep voice. And I came out sounding like Minnie Mouse at best. And they said, oh, it will come back in a few days, maybe a week. And I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. Wasn't coming back, wasn't coming back. So after about a month, my surgeon sent me to physical therapy. So we took some videos of my vocal cords and it was paralyzed.
Mm.
And you could see where the cut was in it. And it was crazy because they would give me different exercises to do, and I was watching live on a computer screen what my vocal cord was doing, which was actually nothing. So one side was perfectly straight and the other side would flutter just a little bit. Apparently your vocal cords need to do this and vibrate in order for you to make noise and sounds. So anyway, I went for months and months and months to therapy 3 days a week, did all these silly exercises and came home, did my exercise at home because we're in sales. We sell patches. I'm a talker anyway. So not having a voice was very hard. The worst, saddest part for me is my dad's in Canada. He's 92 years old. I I've always called him, if not every day, every other day. And I would call him and I'd say, hey, Dad, it's Dawn. He'd be like, hello, hello. And then he'd hang up the phone. And
Mm.
I'm like, dial again. Dad, don't hang up. It's me. And I'm yelling, like screaming, right? And he'd hang up again. This would go on for 3 or 4 times. And I'd be like, Dad, stop it. It's Dawn. So he'd talk to me for a minute or two. He goes, Dawn, I just can't hear you. And that broke my heart because we always had long chats. He used to live down here with me in the winters. So not having being able to talk to him, that was heartbreaking for me. And I stopped doing lives. I stopped doing things like this because I had no voice. And some of my friends in my marketing group, if I would do some kind of like presentation, they bought me a microphone and they still could barely hear me. Everybody'd be like, quiet in the room, Dawn's trying to talk, you know? And I'd be like, my voice would really hurt when I got home, my throat, like as if you had like a really bad cold, because actually I was screaming and just to get even the slightest voice out. So anyway, that went on for almost 2 years. And slowly, I, you and I and my husband Andy did a live a couple of months ago,
Mhm.
and it just came up in my memories last week. And I was listening to it, and I said, "Yeah, my voice was pretty scratchy, but you could actually understand what I was saying." That's why I had Andy in the video, but he was being a little shy, which was a little surprising. But on camera, he's different. So I was jumping in and saying stuff, but my voice was, you know, you could understand me, but that was about it. And I'm like, wow, I can talk now. Like, and I went home to Canada 10 days ago because we had the um, mastermind up in Montreal. So I said, well, I'm going to Canada. I'm going to go home and see my family since I'm up there. And I saw everybody and they're like, oh my God, Dawn, you can talk. And we do, since COVID started, we do a family Zoom every Sunday because my family's all in Canada and I'm in Florida. And that's one way we get to be together and talk. And it's probably the best thing my family ever did was do that because we get to see each other and, talk for 45 minutes and just see what's going on. cousins get on, aunts and uncles, everybody. But, I didn't do a lot of talking because I couldn't, but it was nice to see everyone. And, but I just noticed last week, I'm like, I've been afraid to say it because it just like, was too good to be true, because they basically told me, okay, it's been a year and a half. You're not gonna have your voice back. We're really sorry.
That's what I was wondering, what the doctor thought.
Yeah, I went
Um,
back to the surgeon like 4 times,
yeah.
and at first she said, "Give it a month, give it a week, give it a month, try physical therapy." After, months of that, she's like, "I'm really sorry, this happens once every 1,000 patients," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, of course, I'm that patient. That's just the way it goes with me sometimes." So,
Well, I definitely remember when you sounded like Minnie Mouse. I mean, you just
yes,
barely squeaked out.
and I was, like, screaming at you.
Uh-huh.
Not that I wanted to scream at you, but
Oh,
that's the
but well,
only
it
way you
didn't
could
come out
hear me.
that way, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, yeah, just for people to hear. I'd be on the phone trying to order something or, talking to my insurance company. They couldn't understand a word I said. It was very frustrating.
Wow.
And, yeah, you couldn't even go through a drive-through and they'd be like, "What?" You know? I'd be like,
Yeah, for such a talker like yourself, that
"I
must
know."
have been very, very challenging.
Now that I have a voice back, yeah, I can say it made me crazy because I love talking to people. I love people. We sell patches, we want to talk about them. So my voice isn't quite the way it used to be, but people can understand what I'm saying now. And all I'm going to say is I gave up therapy 9 or 10 months ago because uh, it was after 5 or 6 sessions. It was all out of pocket. I don't even want to tell you the money I spent and nothing. We go over the x-rays again, the live video feeds, nothing was moving in my vocal cord. So I'm like, I just said to my therapist, I said, I think I'm just throwing away money. And she goes, "Dawn, you really are." She goes, this is, yeah, she's like, "I wish I could get you your voice back, but it's not going to come back." So I like sat in the car and had my little cry and I said, "Okay, we'll just deal with this like everything else." And that's why I was afraid, even though I've had it back for probably a month, I was afraid to say it out loud because it was just too good to be true.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can say, I think it's my patches. I really do, because stop therapy, they tell you it's cut, there's no movement, but my brain doesn't know it's cut, you
Mhm.
know? And slowly I was getting my voice back a little better. So I remember a video from way back, like the first or second year we were in this business, of a woman when she stood on the insoles that she could talk like a normal person. If she
Mhm.
stepped off, her voice was so jumbled you couldn't make out any words she was saying. It
Yeah,
was the craziest video. Do you remember that?
I do.
And I'm like, okay, this is one that the testimonials don't have, but I think my voice came back from the patches.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. And
It's
now, now you were telling me today that you got your boost patches yesterday, the energy ones. Yeah, you sound like
Woo!
mine don't come in until like
It
3:30,
was like
5.
Santa Claus dropped them off.
I know I keep waiting, but I just checked. I don't get them till this afternoon. So anyways, and you've got one on right now, correct?
I put one on immediately. It's almost see-through. It has a few little yellow dots in it.
Hmm.
That's my freedom patch. But I put it on yesterday at about a little after 4 o'clock. I had to go out, worked all day yesterday, came home, took a shower, did a quick reel because I got my patches, and that was like the most exciting thing that happened all day, all week to me. That's the boost patch. And I put it on, went to dinner, then I had a meeting. Tomorrow we're doing a big thing for foster kids that a charity I work with, we do. And it's book bags, it's purses, it's toiletries for foster kids in Miami-Dade and Palm Beach County. And we have a big picnic. There'll be hundreds and hundreds of kids there. So to have this came just in time because it gets a little crazy with like 400 kids running around at the same time.
Did you wear
And
it when you went to sleep last night?
it was fine. Like,
Okay.
it didn't feel, we've all tried those sports drinks and then, or the bars or the shakes, especially, I have MS and it really plays on my energy some days. And I have a lot of other problems, but so I've tried things and like you're really high for like 3 hours and then you just crash. I have been going since early this morning. I had a 3-hour meeting this morning about, how things are gonna go tomorrow with this big picnic. And dropped off one of the girls, went, delivered 4 packs of these patches. After this, I have to go and deliver some more. And yeah, I feel fine, like, and I am ready for tomorrow. Like, I'm like, bring it on. We're gonna have so much fun with these kids. And last year, it's a lot of fun knowing you're doing this for the kids and stuff, but at the end of the day, like driving home, you're like, oh, you're done. Whether you're like me or not, like everybody's done.
Yeah.
So I put a patch on everybody was gonna be involved tomorrow. And we have to start at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So, and it's a little bit of a drive to get there. So I said, I'm putting a patch on you all for tomorrow
Hmm.
and let's see how we do.
Hmm.
And I'm expecting really good results. And I put a patch on Andy this morning, my husband. We'll see how he does today. I'm sure he'll be like great. So, yeah, I'm really thrilled about these patches because I don't feel jittery. Like, you know how sometimes you feel like really jittery when you do too much caffeine or, and most of these drinks do have caffeine in them, like in high, high doses.
Hmm.
And then you get really up and then you get really down. So I can drink my water instead and
Yeah.
wear my loose patch
Right.
and just be healthy about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So get these, try these.
Absolutely.
Only associates have them right now, but December 1st, you can get them online and on our websites.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm thrilled that they're here.
Yeah, they are exciting development because Jay always keeps these things kind of secret, hush hush. We don't know what's coming. So when he announced it, you know, it was like, well, I don't know anybody who doesn't need more energy. I don't know anybody.
Especially these days. I mean, yeah, you're going in 100 different directions all the time.
Right.
And now the holidays are here
Yeah.
and I kill myself at the holidays and it's
Mm.
just, my family yells at me every year since I was in my 20s, like, you do too much, stop doing this. And it is what it is. I can't help myself. So, yeah, I mean, they couldn't come at a better time
Mhm.
because, we work for the foster kids, then we go right into feeding families for Thanksgiving, then we go right into the toy drive, so, and
Mhm.
then I have company for Thanksgiving and Christmas, of
Oh,
course, so
wow. Okay.
it's, that's life, that's just how it is. And so, yeah, for me, this is my Christmas present to myself. I couldn't give myself a better Christmas present than having these patches. So, yeah, I'm totally excited. And Monday, when they became available, I got online 8 o'clock in the morning. I thought I was fine.
Mhm.
Business hours 9 to 5 normally.
Mhm.
They were sold out. I was like, are you kidding? Like, that must be something wrong. So I tried it
Yeah.
9 o'clock,
I did the exact same thing. I was
sold out.
at 7, I saw that they were already sold out and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, like I was like, that can't be like, because it's associates only, right?
Mhm.
And it's a big packet we had to order. It's 12 packs.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, that something's wrong. I called head office, they crashed the site. Well, only to
Mm.
find out, and then they replenished at about 1 o'clock and I was able to get a package. I was like, thank you, Jesus. But they sold $1 million in 90 minutes.
It
I
was
mean,
fast.
who does that?
I don't know. It's a, well, I
In
mean, that's
any
that
business,
saying,
who
you know.
does that, you know? iPhones don't do that when they come out, you know? Like,
We have a,
that gives me
this is an
goosebumps,
exciting one. I mean, this is
gives
one
me
I wasn't even
goosebumps.
expecting, you know, really.
Yeah,
Just a pure energy patch that no calories, no ingredients, no
side
no
effect,
jitters, no side effects, completely safe,
yeah.
FDA registered. I mean, it's just, you know, it's
We're on a white here.
it's more than you could ask for, especially this
Yes.
time of year, honestly. So yeah, I'm very
This
excited.
is like, I'm so happy to have this. Yeah, even though they're going quick and I'm keeping 2 packs for myself until
Yeah,
I can order them on a regular basis. That is definitely going on my auto ship, 100%.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's,
So
because I feel good. I feel great today and we've been working really hard all week about this, big picnic tomorrow. And, yeah, usually by the time, like the last couple of years, by the time it comes around, like you're trying to get as many purses and toiletries and backpacks for the kids and, you know, you're just working really hard to get as much as you can. And by the time the picnic rolls around, you're kind of worn out, you know, and
yeah,
I'm like, I can't wait for tomorrow. Like,
that's
it's a
awesome.
whole new feeling this year because I have my patch on. So,
Yay.
yeah, it's, once again, Jay does it again, life
Right?
changing. I mean, it's been about, 21 hours for me and, I feel great. I feel super. And I thought about taking it off last night and I said, no, just leave it on, see what happens. And because I didn't know if it would keep me up all night or something. And, no, it wasn't like that at all.
Oh, that's great. That's good news because some people have
Yeah,
been like trying to take it off because they weren't sure, you
right.
know, but it's good news that you were able to wear it. So yeah, 'cause I
Yeah.
was thinking it might be one of those things you wear it like, you know, when you wake up and then take it off at night. So,
Yeah, and I know that one of our guys that was in the early testing wore it for like 16 or 17 hours the first day and then took it off
mhm,
and put new one on the next morning.
mhm,
And I'm like, is that how you're supposed to? It's something like our REM patches, you
mhm,
know, so I think that will be optional if you feel like you don't want to take the chance of maybe it keeping you up. It was fine for me, but everybody's a little different.
right,
So like, sometimes when I wear a REM patch, because I put it on the back of my neck,
mhm.
I'll be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll like give a little scratch. I'm like, oh boy, forgot to take my REM patch off, but
I
I've been
definitely do
going
that
all
too.
day.
Yeah,
So it doesn't really affect
because you don't
me.
really feel it, you know.
Yeah.
I put mine back there too, exactly.
But yeah, you get up and you don't feel tired, like you need to go to sleep. It's
Right,
time to get up and do your day, you
right.
know?
Yeah,
So that's been really awesome. So, so far, so good. So I have them on about 10 people today so far that, are just gonna get back to me tomorrow.
yeah,
And if they feel as good as I do, that's going to be like awesome.
mhm.
So haven't
Yeah,
heard any negative things about them. And if they sold $1 million worth in 90 minutes, yeah, there's a lot of hype with this one.
yeah,
A
this is
lo-
gonna
The
be, this
most
is
we've
a big
ever
one.
had, really.
A perfect time to get involved in this little patch business that we got
Oh
going
my
on
God.
here, which is it's growing so fast, it's hard to believe. Yeah.
Oh, when we were in Montreal, Kim, 2 weeks ago, the excitement about this company, like we've been around since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And, so we've seen the highs and the lows and everything else in between. The excitement about this company right now is like nothing I've ever seen in my lifetime. Like it's just the people coming in and Lori, like she's amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just Jay has done everything you can imagine to make this the best company out there, you know? And, the man works, he needs these patches. He works 20 to 22 hours a day,
I honestly don't know how he does it.
you know? And then Lori said he had pneumonia during the conference
That's
in
what I heard.
Montreal.
Yeah.
That man talked for 9 hours himself. No guests, no anything that we're used to having at these conferences. It was Jay teaching us, you know, about the patches, about the science, about everything that he's been involved with. He never took a break. Like, we took a lunch break, everybody, but
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe, and then to hear 2 days later that he wasn't well, but he would not let us down. You
Hmm.
know, people made arrangements to be in Montreal. I did, you know, there was 400 people there. So that man just will not let you down. He will do whatever it takes. I'm sure he had a boost patch on because he gave some out the next day.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had to leave for the airport at 3 o'clock in the morning because I had the first flight out, but I am sure he was wearing one to get through all of that, because then there was a dance that night and we had just partied till 1 o'clock in the morning, like, you know, and he was there. You know, he goes above and beyond for his company
Yeah.
and everybody involved with it. You know, he's a very special human being, I will say that. And
And there's a lot of amazing people that are involved too. Everyone's really
oh,
like they've got a big heart, just like you,
oh,
Don. And I've always
oh,
appreciated, our relationship because, we've known each other over 7 years now. So yeah.
8 years, Kim.
Is it 8? Wow.
Yeah,
Life life goes by fast, but
it does go
it's
by
been so
fast.
much fun, and we're so thankful, both of us. We both were diagnosed with MS, but we both are doing great. And I do credit the patches for this technology has definitely made a big difference in both of our lives, and we're really thankful for that.
Yes, I just recently had a CT done on my brain, and the lesions are there, but they haven't grown, they haven't spread since I was diagnosed 15
Wow.
years, 16 years ago. And, you know, you can see where the lesions are, but usually once you get diagnosed, it's a progressive, like, slowly gets worse.
Hmm.
I'm not getting worse,
Me
you
either.
know? So, you know, just
Yeah.
glory be to God, as Jay would say,
Very thankful.
to
Very
the big guy
grateful.
upstairs, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was something I just did recently, was had a CT on my brain, and, yeah, I have the pictures in my phone I was gonna show him, but oh my God, there was so many new people that wanted him for every minute
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
that it was just, yeah, the excitement in Montreal was just through the roof, you know? So I was just standing back and kind of watching it, and, you know, I got to sit with Dr. Sylvia all weekend and
Oh, nice.
Kathy, and, you know, we just had a really good table, and
Hmm.
sitting at my table, there was, you know, 8 people making 6 to 7 figures, you know, and I was just looking around like, you guys have done good, you know, in this company. And
Yeah, from where we started, that's for sure.
I'm sitting here at the big boys table for a change, you know?
You're a big girl. You're a very big girl. You deserve every bit of it.
So,
Don, I thank you so much for coming on. I know you're busy the rest of the day, of course, and I've got to get on with my day.
now that I have a voice, you can't shut me up.
Well, I don't think even when you didn't have a voice, I think you just
Tried
you
my
tried as
best.
best you could. Yes.
Had my bullhorn like, hey.
Well, I love you, and thanks for being on today. I will talk to you later.
Okay, Kim, sending love. Can't wait to see you in Orlando in
Absolutely.
January,
Yep.
and
We'll be
we're
there.
gonna have a good time.
We are for sure. Like always. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.